We now know more. The man who sprayed a homeless woman has no remorse because he's superior and she's not human, okay? So let's revisit it just so you can get the stank that we had to see yesterday. Now I do have a legal question, A.B., but I'm gonna start with this. His name is Collier Gwin. He's the coward, the person who is just so vile and disgusting and thinks that it's his place to spray this woman, just disgusting. My legal question is, if he owns the gallery there, and we believe he does, okay? Crack investigative team has just been all over the story. Is the sidewalk his too? Is the sidewalk his?
The thing is, it depends, but that also doesn't give you the right to assault anyone.
Assault.
And that is assault, right? So no, regardless of whether you own the sidewalk or not, whether that is a part of your ownership territory, you don't get to assault someone. And let's just be clear, it didn't work in the 1960s when they did it. And so it's probably not gonna work now.
Yeah, I got images now, black and white footage going through my head, okay? And you have reframed my legal question, and I like yours better, okay? It doesn't matter who owns the sidewalk, that's assault. The footage drew outrage, A.B., many appalled, but the man with the hose, Collier Gwin, told SFGATE he'd do it again. No remorse, no embarrassment. Gwin, who owns the art gallery next to Barbarossa Lounge, which is not affiliated with the popular bar, told the outlet, and by the way, Barbarossa put out a statement, they made sure you knew, don't put us with him, we're not with him. Here's what Gwin told the outlet. In that situation, the street was being washed and she refused to move. She started screaming, we heard her, profanities and becoming very belligerent. And at that point, the cleaning on the street was directed more in front of her. Well, you'd be belligerent too, and profanity and scream, that's okay with me. Somebody's taking a hose and spray, violating you. What do you expect her to do? Say good morning? Gwin said that the woman has been in front of his building and adjacent businesses for almost 2 weeks. He added that he has called the San Francisco Police Department up to 25 times, seeking assistance, and that the person was told by officers from the San Francisco Police Department that morning that she needed to move. I think he should be charged calling the police 25 times. Why are you calling the police 25 times? That's crazy. Clearly they're not gonna arrest her, so he should be charged with something. And maybe you can come up with something, A.B. Use your legal mind for that. What could he be charged? 25 times you're calling the police on one woman. One woman, it's who you are, it's who you are. When asked if he would have made different choices, Gwin doubled down. This guy's a piece of work. Nobody can get into their stores or into their offices. That's not what I saw. Consequently, if she got wet when that was happening, this is passive aggressive. It was because she was there getting wet. She did not move when she was told by the police, by the paramedics, by the social services that she needed to move. And yet, A.B., I don't have any documentation. I'm looking for it. The police, the paramedic, nobody else took a hose to her. Nobody else?
They wasn't supposed to, because she was technically, right? We don't know the ownership status, but she was on the sidewalk when people were cleaning the street. She was on the sidewalk. And if they asked her to move and she didn't, well, then that was her prerogative. This is a problem when you don't have consequences for your actions. And then you just double down on them and you find a justification for treating people nasty. But what I'm telling you right now is that people aren't not coming to your establishment because they couldn't get through because of that lady. They're not coming because you're a nasty person.
That's right.
You're a nasty person.
You're nasty.
Yes.
You're just nasty and you're mean. You're very mean, okay? You're very mean guy. And he looks like a guy who wears those, what are those? Bruno Magli, those shoes, those expensive shoes. If someone were to spill something on those expensive shoes of his, are you kidding me? Okay, by accident. I'm not even talking about on purpose. That guy, please. In statements to the outlet, San Francisco Police Department said the officers first responded to the scene at 8:40 a.m. Monday regarding an adult female who was blocking a business doorway. Sounds to me false reporting, okay? Police said the woman complied with an officer's request to move, and according to officers, responded to the hosing incident. That was at 12:04. So this is not done. A couple hours later, he said, I'm gonna do more. As a possible assault, thank you. But both Gwin and the woman declined further police action at that time. Police said it is still investigating the man. San Francisco Street Crisis Response Team provided multiple service options to the woman. I want to pause again. The footage is out, it's gone viral, A.B. The woman didn't want to pursue it. Possible assault. They didn't say that spraying the hose was not an assault. They said both people didn't want to pursue it. If they had the footage, does it matter if she wants to pursue it?
It depends, right? And we'll say because it depends on the capacity of the police department, of the DA's office, what they really want to deal with, right? Because at the end of the day, even with the footage, that's just one piece of evidence. If you don't have the victim to confirm that this is what happens, then it's really not a good case, right? Not something you really want to take to trial. I think part of it too, she may have like some mental health issues, right? Which could be a huge issue and a deal. Because what we don't know is what happened before the footage, right? The only thing we know is his statement that he has given and then what we see during the footage. Now, obviously what we see is an assault, allegedly, right? But we don't know anything that happened before or after, which is kind of the issue with having just video footage as evidence. You always want something else to back it up just in case. So if she is not going to necessarily participate in the investigation, it would make it harder to get a conviction.
Harder to get a conviction in court with a jury. We'll just take it to the jury of the streets then. Okay, thank you for answering that legally. We'll just leave it to the streets, A.B. Yeah. That's what we're gonna have to do with him. San Francisco Department of Homelessness and Supportive Housing told the outlet in an email that it cannot comment on specific cases, but in general, for individuals who are not ready to accept the services HSH has to offer, they'll continue to outreach and build motivation to ensure services are available when they are needed. Okay, they'll just keep working with them. Barbarossa Lounge owner, Rashad told SFGATE he's frustrated by the fact that the woman has not received assistance and was adamant that Gwin spraying her was not the way to handle the situation. It's just ridiculous. He added that he and other business owners have called both the police department, social services, to try to get assistance for the woman who has sometimes blocked the entrances of local businesses, but nothing has changed. He said last Friday, 6 to 7 police vehicles responded to incidents in the neighborhood directly related to her actions. So yeah, she perhaps is in crisis, it seems. If the police can keep coming back, I mean, who are these people? I know some people call in some neighborhoods, they don't show up for hours, but apparently they have enough manpower. Police have enough manpower to keep investigating this one woman. I'd like to look into that, but that's just me. I'll give you the last word, and maybe you can tackle it, because if he's this belligerent and believes he's right and can do as he wishes, I don't see how this won't happen again, A.B.
It's definitely gonna happen again, right? And I think the reality is that this woman is just unhoused. She's not a criminal, right? She may be a nuisance, but she's not a criminal. She might be blocking entrances, but she hasn't committed any crimes, right? And so yeah, that is something to question, why the police have so much time to come out for something like this and not for other situations. By the end of the day, she's not a criminal. This will happen again, and hopefully his business gets shut down. Stop going over there. Stop supporting him.
Yeah. Let's stop going over there. And by the way, Mr. Gwin, you're the nuisance. I think you're a nuisance, okay?
Absolutely.
And I hope somebody does spill something on his shoes, no matter how much they cost.